is February 16th. Comcast is kind of shrouded in haze. There's like a purple haze, and then where that a lot of blue is really the top of Comcast, which you can't make out totally. Out there. And it smells like gas out here, but it's more of an exhaust gas, like a dirty gas, big time. But it's one of those days where, did someone release chemicals from the plant or whatever? It's kind of in that realm. But as soon as I exited the building, that's what I picked up on. So, just a little mention. Our Uncle Steve passed away last night at 8 o'clock. Admittedly, I only knew him so well because, you know, family members were they grew up in separate states, and it's on my dad's side. My dad passed away in 2020 of coronavirus. Everybody sort of led their own lives. My dad, I believe he and his brother and sister and brother, kind of grew up in not that great of a situation. Their father committed suicide when my dad was 21, and their mother, I believe, she might have been an alcoholic. So because my parents divorced when, you know, I was quite young, so I didn't get the whole, you know, lowdown there. But you know, still, when you're biological and connected, there is still a thing. People who are biologically related do actually, I believe, have a tighter connection, just because they're of the same family. You know what I mean? No offense to non-biologicals, but there is something about that. So I am born of his DNA. So is my sister. So anyway, rest in peace, Uncle Steve Cole. He had a son, Todd. He was with his second wife, Anne, of, you know, quite a few years, many years. Sorry, I can't remember the first wife's name. And there's also another Steve and a Robin, and it was quite confusing as to, you know, if who was biological, who was like quote unquote adopted, or it's really like disparate and separated. So I just know Todd to be the natural born son of Steve and his first wife. So sorry about that, Robin and the other Steve. So whenever there's a hard upbringing, there's a lot of dramas and people kind of separate and they don't talk and this, that, and the other. So anyway, that's that. So sad news this morning. My aunt had texted my sister and I to let us know almost a week ago, I kind of forget the exact day, saying that she heard he was, you know, dying, and then she just texted last night to say he passed away at 8 o'clock. So that's that. She said peacefully, so I don't know all the details. So that's that. Today is 2/16/25. So I will add that he passed away on 2/15. I do see that as a Philadelphia area code. If it's, I don't know how much it matters, but some people got into numbers. I really didn't. It was kind of imposed upon me. But I do notate in my mind that 215 is a Philadelphia, you know, very large area and surrounding, you know, all of greater Philadelphia. That's their original area code, and you know, it's known mostly for landlines. 267 came about when cell phones came into play. Also, today is 2/16, so that is also duly noted. I already knew last night that today would be a 16er. It's all, my dad and his stepfamily spent a lot of years at 216 Seneca Drive at their address. When you know, in Delaware. So, I already knew that today would be one of these days, because oddly, when 16 comes into play, it's better to stay away, at least for my people, if you will. If people had people, for some reason, I get blocked or shut down as a person with 16ers, and oddly, for many years, I, was stuck in dog walking. I was kind of forced into something that was really a temporary part-time on the side for, anyway. And a lot of people had the address of 1216, or someone actually had 216, and phone numbers 16. So whenever I see a 16 showing up, I know that I'm on a different number plan apparently. And whatever the system is not in my best interest. I don't, we'll just go, I just know better. We have lots of years experience having to learn something really, seemingly conspiratorial, but it actually keeps showing up, the numbers. So it's like, okay, well, today the 16th, we'll get out early. And it's supposed to rain all day anyway. And later this week, we're supposed to have a lot of snow. So I'll see what unfolds as of Wednesday, Thursday. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. I love a lot of snow. But, we'll just sort of let it play out. I would never be described as a broad. Some people would be like, she's a broad, I am not a broad. I wouldn't be described that way. This way, because there's so much, there's a loud trash truck or somewhere. City Veg. They have incredible smokehouse burgers. So good, and it's steak meat, if you will. I partake of that every once in a blue moon. They're a little bit pricey, so you're gonna spend like $13 for, a smokehouse burger. I think that's a lot, but it is vegetarian, so. And it is very good. Oh my god. Anyone would love it. Meat lovers would be like converted, So it's hard to do other things like the chicken, and I've only tasted chicken, like little chicken tenders, I guess they would call it. They aren't that great, so, but they were a special type, I think, because they were offering them free